What is good, y'all? You know what time it is. You know what's up. It is me, Daryl. I got my brother from another mother all the way up yonder. That's my man, Mark. What's good, baby? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Daryl. Thanks for having me on, man. Everything's good, no complaints. Good to see you. How you doing today?
I can't call it, man. I really can't call it. This is to me, it's been a long, crazy week. And here we are talking about crypto again. I'm trying to get out here and just tap in and then share this with everybody before we get started on this quick little journey. Um, but yeah, man, it's a long week. We've had a couple of things happen in the office and had some things happen actually at the house and just trying to really, if anything, man, just keep my sanity. It's been a little hectic. I had to go to the hospital and had a couple scares, but I'm still living, man. I'm still living. I'm still
All
living.
right.
I can't complain at all. So
Well, hopefully
it
everything's
is
good.
what it is.
Hopefully everything's good with everybody, and hopefully it's everybody's healthy and okay, man. So positive
Absolutely.
energy your way, brother.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, man. I receive all of that damn energy for real, for real. So yeah, let's get into it, man. So this is the show. As you know, we basically call it old men and their crypto because yeah, if you follow us on the sports scene, you know we are the grandfathers, if you want to call it that, compared to all these young bucks who's out. And when there's off season, man, we kind of stop and smell the roses. That's what old folks do. Stop and smell the roses. And right now, there's no NBA on. There's nothing like that going on right now. So, we just decided we would take in and talk about some things that we like talking about. One of them is sports, and the other one is definitely money. And so
Absolutely, absolutely.
there's a way you could really win at both listening to us. So whether you listen to Mark talk sports and sports betting, or you listen to us talk about crypto, it's all about, if anything, getting in where you fit in. And right now, crypto is a big thing. It is a huge thing. And if you're not a part of it, you got to get a part of it. I mean, that's just where we are right now. And so we've seen that evident this week, and we're going to keep this show as short as possible, right? The whole thing is just to throw some breadcrumbs at you. And when you got those breadcrumbs, man, just make sure you do something with it. Follow me on Facebook. Mark doesn't use Facebook because he's just too dope for it. So,
No, not
but
that, man. Not that. Just like to keep a low profile,
there you
So
go. There you go. I feel it, man. I probably need to be that way too. But with that said, we talking about crypto. If
indeed, indeed.
anybody had seen the market this week, you probably had, your little thinking emoji like, yo, what is good? What's going on? What y'all on right now? Because the market was banging. It went up. It was in 30. It hit as low as 28, 29 mark. And so even before we get into, the summary of probably what had happened, just look at what happened. It was at 29, 28 at some point, even low. We can look at the numbers, specific numbers, but we know it was at 30. We know it was at 30 when we were conversing last week. And that got as high as 40, man. So what did you think about that whole movement? Not speculating, but what did you see happen there? What did that make you happy? Did that in a way to where did you like that kind of movement? Did that give you some kind of optimism that this crypto is going to come up?
Yeah, for sure. I think if you've been in it for a little bit, you kind of see the ebbs and flows of how this thing works, right? So it kind of goes up and down as it's trying to sort of find its place in the market. But I think when it comes down to it, really, I think the biggest reason for the price movement is really the growing inflation of the U.S. dollar. The inflation keeps going up. On average, it was 2% a year. Ever since COVID hit, it's a lot more than that now. So what people are doing in companies and governments and just sort of individuals, to hedge against sort of this rising inflation, Daryl, is they've sort of tried to find a safe haven asset, trying to retreat from the dollar, and they're looking for sort of other assets, right? So typically real estate's an asset, or gold, things of this nature. So those typical safe haven assets, I don't really think they're as good of a hedge as maybe some thought. So
Okay.
right, so crypto's kind of it's a hedge against that, and I think there's people are finding more value in that, right? Due to, as we talked about last week, certain there's a supply cap, so there's a finite supply, and
Mm-hmm.
everything's transparent, right? You can see everything that's happened on the blockchain, on the ledger. It's open to anybody who has it. So there's really no secrets. You can see what every time something moves, right? So yeah, I think people are just realizing that certain digital assets have value and they're here to stay. And this is how companies will run, and sort of companies like PayPal, they're going to sort of tack on these type of crypto assets to their business portfolio. So yeah, man, it's here to stay, and like I said, it's the same amount of usage as the internet had in 1997. People with with Bitcoin right now, so
Mm-hmm.
it's still early in the game, man. But yeah, obviously, definitely like to see when the price goes up. You definitely want to see it going north, right, not south. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And my whole view in it really was, I'm like, okay, it's going to go down, right? Because we still are expecting that $20,000 mark. I keep getting that in the back of my head, that at some point in time we will see a dip, and that dip should make the coin go down further. Do you still believe that, or was that kind of the worst? Do you think we'll ever see 30K again, 27K, 25? I'm under the assumption that it's got to get there first before you get really bullish here, right? What are your thoughts on that?
yeah, I agree actually with that, Daryl. I think it is going to go down a bit further, but I do also think that it's closer to 100,000 than it is to zero. Okay, so it might go down a little
That's
bit
dope.
more, but I think at the end it'll, like I said, it'll rebound. And I know it sounds kind of outrageous, and I think we touched on it last week, but
Right.
I still listen. I still think it could get to somewhere around 200K. I know that might sound ludicrous to some people,
I know.
but listen, they keep printing money, right? So as long as they keep printing, that increases the value of crypto, and and that's what they don't really want to see, right? They want to sort of keep with their banking system, and unfortunately, their banking system, in my opinion, is outdated, and it doesn't really help people. It actually kind of keeps people trapped down if you really want to scale it back and figure it out, right? So,
Bet. Yeah.
man, I think I think it might go down again, Daryl. I maybe to what it was last week, but I
Yeah.
don't see it going down much further than that, though.
Right. So you don't think it would hit the 20s? You're convinced that at this stage it could get to 30, but we're thinking we are in agreement that there will be a dip, right? But are we in alignment that maybe the dip that I'm thinking is actually a lot less than what you're thinking, will probably not go as low as 25, 20?
What's the odds on that? Give me an odd. Give me some odds. I'll tell you if I.
So yeah. So that's
Yeah.
that's pure speculation, man. If we put in
So
odds on it, I'm gonna give the books 20K at minus 105, and I'll give the field 28K. Let's just say that. So
right,
29K, and I'll do a plus 160 on that. Something weird.
oh
I'll do
man,
out of.
oh man,
So I would just force you to take that 20, but
right, right.
what do you think? You like the 30 number, and then from there we're probably seeing influx.
Yeah, I think it'll keep going. I think it's today was like the ninth straight day that it sort of had like kind of the bull run.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it might go down a little bit again. To put a number on it, Daryl, like I said, I think what was it last week? I'm trying to do the conversion from US to Canadian in my head. So we're at like 50 right now on the dot, I think. So what are
Hmm.
you at? 40? Is it 40 US right now?
Yeah, if I'm looking, let me look real quick.
So if the low
It
last week
is,
was,
yeah, it's 39,930. So we've been sitting at that 40.
so you're
I
right
want to
there.
say, yeah, we got to 42, right? So it's right there. It seems like it's at its breaking point. When I saw the rise, man, I put the eye emojis in Bitcoin, because I'm like, this is that movement you might be seeing. I mean, here we are. We're getting into the fall season, right?
Right.
We might have a potential, new shutdown. There could
For
be some
sure.
stuff happening here, right? So
For sure.
I'm thinking that movement is happening. Now, if it does go up too fast, a little too high, you might have some people sell off, right? But
For sure.
I also think at the same time, since we're dealing with the word finite and not infinite, then a lot of people are going to be a little more smarter this time, right? So when they do see the increase, it's more diamond hand in that, if you would paper hand it, if that's, you know.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, like I said, I can see maybe going back down to 30, Daryl, but not too much under that. Like I said, every time they print money or every time, you know, something like that happens, it's just better for the asset, actually, is what it is,
Right.
right? So it's kind of like it's kind of bad for like overall, but for this, it kind of helps the case there, because it's just proving the point that, you know, you keep printing money and that doesn't help the problem, that makes it worse, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's losing money, you know, it doesn't matter. Rich, poor, you have money in the bank. You can't, your money's losing value. The purchasing power, you lose it, you know, 12 months. If you had $100 last year at this time, your purchasing power is not the same. So you're going to have to pay more for the same product, not because the product is more, it's because your dollar is worth less.
It's worth less.
Sense,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'd say around 30, but man, as days go by and they keep printing, like I said, it only gets better and it's only going to make it more valuable. So
okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay, got a couple questions here, man, and we'll go right into it. I'm looking at the comments. I don't have any comments yet. I got my man. Hey, man, you gotta love this brother. This brother get it in, man. You gotta love. If you don't like Simba, you're not a real person. You're not even human, bro. I mean, the man is probably one of the most supportive guys that I've ever met without meeting. He's that genuine of a guy. So Simba, salute, bro. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you much.
Simba's solid, man.
You know, yeah, he one solid individual. Yeah, he know what's up, bro. He know what's up. So I will. Hey, I know it's a little side note, but he went to go see my Bolts play, and I know he was a little scared. Seeing Austin Eckler run that ball. I know he was. So that's neither here nor there, man. But yeah, Simba, salute to you, baby, man. I appreciate you, bro. Question. Here we got. First question that I had. What are private keys, right? So if I'm going to do just a specific definition, and for the most part, you can get all of this information off of any app that you're using. I have noticed whether you're using Coinbase, Bitcoin wallet, Uniswap, any type of wallet app, there's going to be information in that app that tells you the jargon, right? So if you want to have one that's user friendly, I would definitely tap in with Coinbase. In my opinion, it's just one of the more, it's more user friendly, kind of like Robinhood, right? That was a lot more user friendly. So Coinbase, just their definition in the shortest form is a private key is like a password, a string of letters and numbers that allows you to access and manage your crypto funds. So when you first purchase or buy cryptocurrency, you are issued two keys. That first key is a public key, which works like an email address. So meaning you can safely share that key with others. It allows you to send and receive your funds. A private key, which is typically a string of letters and numbers, and which is not to be shared with anyone. You can think of that private key as a password that unlocks a virtual vault that holds your money. So as long as you, and only you, not your kids, not your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, you feel me? Not your dog, you know what I'm saying? Not your mama, you know, nobody. As only you have access to that private key, your funds are safe and can be managed anywhere in the world with an internet connection. So that's what a private key is. If you are trading anything, so first off, if you don't have a private key with information that you're sharing or crypto that you're sharing, you probably want to be wary of that application. Robinhood, you know, stuff like that. You know, Cash App, you know, things like that. Those places you can easily buy cryptocurrency, but you don't have a private key. And you had tapped in on that last week, Mark, saying that you definitely want to have a private key, something that you and only you know to get the safety in your coin, basically be untraceable or be unpenetrable to be stolen. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. I think it's like I said, if you don't really have your crypto stored on a private key, Daryl, then it's really not yours, That's what it is. Okay. So if you have there's a public key, or if you leave it on the platform where you buy it from, Binance, Coinbase, etc.,
Hmm.
then really it's theirs still. So what does that mean? Well, if they get hacked, like Mount Gox did in 2012, I believe, or 14. Pardon me if I'm wrong on the dates there. Right? Then it's gone. There's nothing you can do about it. Right? There's no, like I said, there's no really hotline you can call to sort of get the information.
Right.
That's not how this asset class works. Right?
Right. Right.
Um,
Right.
so it's not just my suggestion; it's the suggestion of, to your point, you just read from the right off the website, and anybody who's really involved is to, once you purchase, is to get it onto a private key right away, so that only you know. So you can carry that anywhere with you. You can travel anywhere in the world with you. It comes with usually a 24 seed password, Daryl, that you kind of write
Hmm.
down as you alluded to, right?
Hmm.
And that's it. You can memorize it. You can do whatever. Just as you said, don't take a picture, obviously, but then you can travel anywhere, right? And you can exchange it anywhere in the world, essentially,
Hmm.
these days. So the key is really just that extra layer of security. And then once
Right.
you have that, nobody can take it from you, literally,
Right.
right? There's no one can sort of
Absolutely.
hack it from you, even if you plug it in. You try to log to a computer that has a virus or something. It's encrypted. It's not directly on the network there, so it's still held sort of separate from that, right?
Right.
So
Bet.
yeah, absolutely, that's 100%, that's what you should do.
Right. So with that said, just so we table or we actually just put a nail in this and recap this here, private keys, you have two keys. You have a public key, which is your email address and things that you could share with people. And then you have a private key in which you are essentially storing your cryptocurrency in a virtual vault. So private keys we'll get into later, but we just want to understand the basics of that, right? So that's what private keys are. Another question I had were, what are crypto wallets, right? What are crypto wallets? So if we're looking at crypto wallets, looking at the definition, and this is all on Coinbase for there's tons of information. Trust me, there's a crypto boom. Okay. Trust me, there are a ton of information, tons of resources where you can get this information. I like Coinbase because A, I have the wallet, and B, because it's very user friendly. For what it's worth, man, Robinhood is very user friendly, right?
All of them are, I find, Daryl.
Yeah,
The few that I've used, it's all straightforward. Like, it's better
yeah,
than lining up for a bank at 20 minutes. You know what I
right,
mean? Like, yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like playing a video game. You swipe up, when you want to, purchase stock or crypto. Everything is just kind of interactive, man. It's just making this most difficult industry be very easy, very easy.
You got it.
So crypto wallets store your private keys. Okay, so keeping your crypto is safe and accessible. They also allow you to send, receive, and spend cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So crypto wallets keep your private keys. The password that gives you access to your cryptocurrencies, safe and accessible, basically allows you to send and receive cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So for what it's worth, you have private keys to your virtual vault. You have a wallet that holds those keys, right? A wallet that has your crypto. If I had a Coinbase wallet or Bitcoin wallet, and Mark, you had a Coinbase wallet or crypto wallet, we can both exchange cryptocurrencies between each other just based upon the wallets that we have and that crypto that's being held there. So if I have Bitcoin, if I have Ethereum, like to what Bakari said, how he just came back with a surprise. I'm pretty sure he did come back with a big surprise. You have wallets that allow you to trade that. So as a matter of fact, Bakari, let me go on ahead and give you my wallet so that you can give me some of that Ethereum that you just came in on. You feel me? So no, man. Yeah, but that's exactly how it works. So if I have Ethereum, if I have Bitcoin, if I have anything that's worth of value that's in crypto and you have a wallet, we can change and exchange cryptocurrencies just based upon our wallets. So it's basically like me saying, Mark, let me get $100. And instead of using, some type of fiat transaction, right, we could share addresses and you could switch that information over to me and send me, whatever amount of money in cryptocurrency. So that's what a wallet is, for lack of better terms.
Yes, sir. What
do you like about wallets, man?
Oh man, like I said, the wallets that's the key to storing the keys, right? There's no private keys without the wallet, essentially. So the wallet is, like it's Ledger, it's Trezor, it's some of these other
Yeah.
companies, Daryl, who sort of make these wallets, and
Hmm.
um, and like I said, it's it's basically like a USB stick that comes with
Hmm.
it,
Hmm.
and it's programmable right on there. It has like touch buttons right on the actual device.
Okay.
Okay, and what you do is basically that's where you're kind of storing your crypto. So you would basically attach it to your computer, connect to your laptop, and follow basic instructions. I mean, we could even share videos with the people. It's pretty straightforward stuff, just to
Yeah.
get it secured on there. And then part of that process, Daryl, is that's where you sort of, because with the wallet comes the essentially the password, the keys, the
Hmm.
numbers, so the 24
Hmm.
password, right?
Right.
So that's the storing the keys is part of the wallet process. It's part of the setup process.
Right.
So you're kind of doing all that. So yeah, like I said, you can't have private keys really without the wallet. So
Right.
once you
Absolutely.
have it both. I personally have a Ledger, and I have
Hmm.
no issues with it. It's like I said, I use the actual USB to connect on the initial setup, but
Hmm.
after that, it's just like you said, it's just an app, Daryl, and everything's through the app. You can buy, receive, sell,
Right.
just check up on it simply through the phone app. So
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't touched the USB, the actual physical USB wallet since
Right.
I installed it. Really, there's
That's
really no
wild.
need,
That's
So
wild,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
That is wild. Now, I had received a couple DMs specifically about wallets, right? And we've got. I noticed how there's a demographical change of or a difference of thought just based upon the age alone. Now, if you're older like us, you're probably using some device, be it a PC or laptop, a dedicated device that's primarily used for that and that only, right? Because you're thinking about security. And so I have a lot of guys that are in our age bracket and a little older saying, I use this type of device and I use it only for my crypto, right? A lot of these guys will not use anything on their phone because they feel, the different breaches. But if you talk to the younger demographic, right, you talk to these cats who are in their 20s, who are in their 20 throughs, their 30 somethings, they don't mind using their phone. They have no problem using their phone as a device that is possibly holding them or potentially could be holding them billions of dollars. So there are two different ways to hold and keep your crypto. Me personally, I'm coming around and I'm using a lot more stuff on my phone than the computer and then your laptop, because I think your phone is something that you are more likely to replace a lot quicker if you lose it based upon insurance and things like that. When you have a PC, yeah, it doesn't move and stuff like that. But at the same token, if you have your crypto dedicated on a PC and you're on vacation or somewhere and something happens, well, you have no access to that, right?
That's
What are your
it.
thoughts about that? Do you prefer mobile? Do you prefer just having that as a stationary location and that being that only?
Sorry, I'm just retweeting that out, Daryl. Yeah, no, like I said, it's if there's a couple of reasons. Like if you plan on using some form of crypto, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's Cardano, whether it's anything,
Hmm.
people use it kind of every day, and you're able to use it more in places there. So if
Right.
you're going to be using it every day to buy maybe a Starbucks or stuff like this, then yeah, you're
Yeah.
going to need
Yeah.
more access on your phone. You know what I'm saying? So to your point about
Absolutely.
the young kids, their whole life is on their phone. Um, Literally, right? Everything is there.
Literally everything.
Banking, shopping, ordering food, everything is on the phone. So, if you're using it like that, you're going to need your phone obviously more to be able to send and exchange and do what things
Absolutely.
like that. But I
Absolutely.
mean, if your plan is just to kind of buy and hold it and really that's your really store of value type of thing, then yeah, if you're not accessing it every day, really, then there's really, I guess, not a need to really have it on your phone for that access. Because if you're just checking it, once a month or something like this, and not using it for transactions daily, then there's really
Hmm.
no need, I guess.
Hmm.
But again, like you said, a lot of the people getting into the space are younger, and their whole life is essentially on their phone or some sort of tablet. So
Hmm.
they want that immediate access, right? Like you said. So, like I said, for me, I have the app on the phone, obviously. So if I need to check
Hmm.
Daryl or send, buy, receive, then I can just do it quickly. You don't have to go to the laptop. It's just all there, right? So similar to like
Right.
online banking, right? If you remember, everyone was a little skittish about online banking, especially the older folks years ago when it first came out, right?
Hmm.
But
Absolutely.
now, who the heck, now everybody, that's normal, man. Like you wouldn't really go into a bank if you didn't have to anymore, right? So
Absolutely. I can't think
same,
of the last time I had to go into a bank,
see
man.
what I'm
So yeah.
saying, right? So it's the same
Yeah.
sort of idea, right? It's like I said, it's just the evolution of technology and kind of it's what it's gonna be, man. So yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you a quick list. So if you are listening and want to know which wallets are good out there, you've heard Mark talk about he uses Ledger. Ledger right now is the #1 crypto wallet this year. Also, they've been around the longest. They are made for PC based users, right? They're governed toward the PC based. So if you are trading, purchasing, receiving, sending, whatever crypto, and you're doing it on a dedicated computer, look at the Ledger. Look at the Ledger Nano S, which is the latest technology. It's just a device that you'll plug right in. It's got its metal casing. You will give you 24 word phrase. So if you're using a dedicated computer, definitely go with Ledger. Go with Ledger. You cannot fail with Ledger. I do a lot of trading on my Mac. It is a laptop. But I don't have any type of USB here with this Mac. So there's other ways you can do it. But if you want to use something hardware wise, go with Ledger. For mobile, if you are going mobile, the best one is Coinomi. That's #2. So that's pretty much it's for Mac, Linux, iOS, and Android. It's basically one of the longer ones that's been around. Like Ledger, it's been around since 2014. So that's good. So your best, what they say, cold wallet, and this is something that you'll plug in, right? Get the information, and you have that on your USB, is Ledger. Look at Ledger and look at Ledger Nano. Best mobile is going to be Coinomi. This is most safest. It's been around since 2014. It's built-in exchanges and so forth. So there's a lot of information you can read on Coinomi. The third one, which is best for desktop, is called Exodus. It seems like right now, from what I've read, and it seems like it's the best, most anonymous crypto wallet. So you have Exodus as being the best for desktop. So if you are using a desktop, a dedicated PC to do that, Exodus would be a good wallet. Best for purchasing, surprise, surprise, Coinbase. When I tell you Coinbase is beyond easy to use for an idiot like me who knows nothing about crypto, trust me. They give you money. They give you crypto for just taking courses, right? So you learn stuff about crypto. You learn stuff about blockchains. You learn stuff about white papers and auditing, and they give you crypto for doing so. Best online wallet, though, surprisingly, they have is blockchain.com. Quick thoughts on that.
Oh man, yeah. Like I said, for us, it's pretty much the Ledger. But for me, Daryl, like it's more of a store of value for us. Like I don't use it. I don't sell it. I don't use it for transactions daily.
Right.
Because I really like, my belief is that, talking about Bitcoin specifically here, is that, like I said, it's a finite supply that's
Right.
you can only get your hands on X amount. So I think you might not see necessarily reap the rewards or see some fruit in the first couple years, but maybe in 5 or 10 years, or maybe for your kids and grandkids to leave behind, right? Like I was saying earlier, everything is in the touch of the hands within a phone these days. So I think it's like digital real estate. It's like digital gold.
Right.
So like I said, I just keep it on the phone app for the most part. But I don't do much with it, man. I just hold it because I just keep that the value is gonna go up. So I don't buy. I don't. Yeah. I use the fiat money. That's the worthless stuff, right?
Right. That's
So
the word.
I spend that and save the hard money, the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I would say, man, is you weren't expecting this money anyways. Please, if you receive the stimulus package money for however many kids you got, take that and purchase crypto. That's all I could say. As a matter of fact, if you would have taken the stimulus money that you had gotten for July and purchased crypto from our first conversation, you would see exponential growth. If you've never touched that, You know what I'm saying? Just based on that
Absolutely.
alone.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's not because, Mark or Daryl say it's true or it's going to happen. It's just open your eyes. That's what the market is telling you. If you put, like I said, if you took the stimmy check and put it 12 months ago, and you just left it in fiat cash and see where it is today, like I explained a few minutes ago, it's going to cost you more to buy that same thing because they keep printing and it goes up, but the value of your dollar didn't go up. So you're chasing it more. You're paying more for the same thing. But if you
Hmm.
did that with crypto, you're definitely going to see. I don't have the numbers in front of
Hmm.
me, but it's percentage wise going up
Yes.
like that. So again,
Yes.
it's not because you and me say it's that, Daryl. It's because that's what's actually happening, right? So you know what? That's not advice that you would get from probably your mom or your dad or something like that, or definitely not
Hmm.
a financial institution. But I definitely say that that's not a bad idea. You know what? Even take a little portion of it just to test it out for yourself to see if
Absolutely.
right leave like a little bit in cash and see what happens,
Right.
and then try a little bit in crypto and see the difference, right? So I think that's a good sort of test to sort of
Yeah.
see if that'll work,
No, man, that's spot on. I mean, right now there's no wrong way that you can take purchasing Bitcoin right now. No wrong direction you can take with this. Because you didn't get in it on 8, 9 years ago, and this is projected to probably hit $200,000. What are you losing by just putting money away? You will not accumulate that much interest in that short of time with any bank. Okay.
100%.
So there's no way. At first off, the golden rule is never spend what you can afford to lose, right? So I'm not saying putting your whole paycheck into this. This is something to where if you got a few dollars here or there, instead of buying that Starbucks, for the month, right? Put that into Bitcoin. Put that into some kind of crypto. I promise you, if you would have put your Starbucks money in from last week, you probably would have had your Starbucks money double.
For sure, for sure. And
Yeah.
we touched on it quickly last week about the volatility, Daryl. But you know what? Like I said, it's just trying to find its spot right now. It's going to go up. It's anything living has volatility. If you don't have volatility, to me, you're dead, man. You have no pulse, man. So
Right.
it's not
Yeah.
necessarily a bad thing, right? So
Yeah.
like I said, we're not saying go spend everything. We're saying take a little chunk and measure it against
Hmm.
the two. Do a little test. Do your due diligence. Let it sort of play out.
Yes.
See what it
Yes.
shows, man, and then make a decision, right? So
Hmm.
because the bank's been saying save money, save money. Saving doesn't work,
Right.
bro.
It
That was a
doesn't
lie.
work.
That's a lie,
Hmm.
man. That's a lie. It doesn't work
Hmm.
because you look around, a lot of people have the same issues. We're just trying to get through. We're trying to get through because the system didn't
Yeah.
teach us what's really good, man. So
Absolutely.
hey, listen,
Absolutely, man.
Darren, man, I just want to shout out some folks in the chat here, man. Just figure out this chat here. My guy Simba, we talked. What's up, Eddie? Pakari,
Yeah.
my guy Pakari too, and
Yeah,
Flora from the
Bakari.
Philippines. Yeah, what's up to the
I know.
Philippines, man?
Como
Yeah,
está
yeah.
acá? That's what I said. I used to live in the
Hey,
Philippines. I was in the Philippines for 4 years. So
are you
whenever I
serious?
see, yeah, man, I speak a little Tagalog. Okay, a little
Okay.
Tagalog.
Hey,
But
my,
I was in the Philippines.
whereabouts?
Oh, so military brat, right?
Right.
So of course I was in Clark Air Force Base, right outside of Manila. Went to Baguio a couple times.
Nice,
So,
nice.
Flora, if you know about Baguio and Subic Bay, those were all military bases, and now they're resorts. So yeah, it's the Philippines was beautiful. Now, this is the funny thing I'll say about the Philippines, man. I had a partner who was his parents were Filipino and he was born in America. He decided to retire at 28 years old with
Amazing.
$50,000 in his pocket. Right now, this was early 90s, and the reason why is he said he could live like a king for 5 years off almost $9,000 a month in the Philippines.
I believe it, man. I
Right,
believe
and
it.
that's including a yard. That's including your yard done. That's including a
Yep.
maid. That's including security. All that because it's just so cheap to live out there. And so he decided to do that. Man, he retired for 5 years and went out to the
Amazing.
Philippines. And when
Amazing.
he said he lived like a king, he lived like a king.
Amazing.
So yeah,
Well,
man.
I don't know if I told you better, but my wife's Filipino actually, man. So
I'm
yeah,
preaching to the
man.
choir.
I didn't even
Oh
know.
my
That's when you're saying
God.
that. I'm just like we're learning something live right now on the fly. I didn't know that
Yeah.
too, man. So there you
Oh,
go. So
okay.
yeah,
So
man. Yeah, yeah.
so so you've had pancit, you've had lumpia, you've had chicken
All that.
adobo.
All of that. I
Man,
ate that. Yeah, I
Mark,
ate that before. Yeah, man. Before we went kind of like sort of like plant based and stuff. Yeah, man.
yeah.
But we all of that, man. All of that for sure.
I'm
Yeah,
mad, man. I'm mad. I'm definitely
yeah.
coming. Tell your
So,
wife
man.
I need some lumpia in my life, dog.
All right. No
I need some
worries, man.
lumpia and pancit in my life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Amazing. Amazing. That's crazy.
So
All right.
that's
All right.
awesome, man. Okay, so not to get off topic, we're closing it down here, man. But
Yeah, man.
real quick, I wanted to touch on this. Now we've established that there are crypto wallets that are going to hold your crypto coins, right? You've got crypto wallets that are good in some niches, depending on how you're holding your keys and how you're trading your crypto. So if you're using a dedicated PC, obviously you're going to use Ledger. You're going to use a cold wallet. You're going to use Exodus. If you're doing it through mobile, you're going to use most likely Coinami. And like I said, I use a lot of Coinbase. That's where I'm happy with Coinbase. You use Ledger. So there are crypto wallets that hold your private keys that allow you to grab your cryptocurrency from wherever you are. That's been established. What are some good cryptocurrencies or good potential coins to invest in long term? That was a question that I'd had. I'm going to tell you now. Bitcoin is so low that just keep putting money into it. Because there was something specific that you had said last week, Mark. You said in every one Bitcoin, there is
100 million?
100 million.
Satoshis.
Right? So we could honestly get to a point, right? To where we're making this so micro that we are purchasing at the Satoshi level. You feel me? So
absolutely.
So remember that. So even though one Bitcoin is the cost of $40K right now in the US, it doesn't matter that it's that high because there are so many micro units within one Bitcoin that eventually you're going to see trading done at that level. And it has to be done at that level because we can't find any more Bitcoin. So if you're asking about cryptocurrencies to invest in, I'm going to tell you, just keep throwing money into Bitcoin. Just use it as a bank. Don't think about anything that this is. Don't think that you're just going to be a millionaire overnight. That's not how this works, right? That's not how this works. There's so many moving parts in which with crypto, you can be rich overnight, but we're just trying to do the safe route. So what I like, honestly, is Bitcoin being one of them, Ethereum being another, and I do like Cardano. I like Cardano. I'd had another gentleman, actually my old coach from high school, he was on Cardano. He's been on there, and I'm like, hold the line, right? Do not get rid of Cardano. That is going to be something. It's $1 right now, right? It's not like the shit coins that's like a fraction of a penny. So
Right.
People kind of steer away from that. But at the same token, you potentially have the ability to catch the wave of crypto in its infancy stage that has the potential to boom like Ethereum and Bitcoin. So what say you with those three cryptos?
I definitely like Bitcoin, obviously. And I have position in Ethereum as well, Daryl.
I do too.
Cardano, I have a friend who's been talking to me about Cardano for probably 6 months. What's up to my guy, Michael?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, San Miguel.
That's
What's
all
up,
I love,
brother?
bro. Yeah.
And so,
bro, right. Yeah.
listen, again, my big issue with these, Daryl, is that, if there's still some sort of, ruling thumb to these other cryptos, even Ethereum, right? Yeah, there's a couple guys kind of at the top of the chain.
Yeah.
They can always increase the supply if need be, or they can kind of do these things. That's why I'm a little skeptical of them. But, in saying that, similar to like the mobile wave, there's not just one winner. I mean, there's multiple
absolutely
players in the space who can eat. You know what I'm
Talk
saying?
Talk about it.
So I mean, if you want to talk about it, then we can make a case for some other companies. But I would say Apple is probably the dominant mobile network.
Yeah.
Apple's probably the winner, if you want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. Time out though. They did have some crazy news about scarce parts. So we might not have a new iPhone this September, or it's going to be very scarce. So yeah.
Right.
But to your point.
Yeah, right. So I mean, it doesn't mean, I'm not saying they're the best by no means. I'm saying they're the winner because that's what the market decided is the winner, right? You know what I'm saying? So,
Sure.
but you know, Android, right? Google, all these, there's still other players in the space, Daryl, and they're still eating to the point,
Right.
right? So I think these other cryptos, they're going to have room because they have their own sort of, uh, you know, purpose. Um,
Right.
but so, you know, if are they going to be able to be used as currencies? I don't really know. But you know what,
Yeah.
if they say sort of Bitcoin is digital gold, then Ethereum's sort of like digital oil.
Yeah. I was gonna say silver, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
can
know,
take that
you see.
too. Yeah.
So like I said, I think I think Ethereum has potential for sure. And those are really the only two that I'm really have position. I have a little position on Ripple XRP2. They had
Mhm.
some SEC issues last year that I
Talk
think they
about
got
it.
over. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think they're kind of past that a bit. But again, it's you know, it's everyone's kind of fighting for space, and new people are coming into the space with new ideas, Daryl, and
Mhm.
sort of new ways to improve it, like anything that's come, right? Always trying to
Mhm.
improve on it.
Bet.
So I think there's room, man. I think there's room for others, and time will tell for sure.
I think it is an internal battle because you do have guys that are in the development phase um, who know how to work this crypto, right? So I think really crypto is growing and moving at the speed of light, right? It's a bunch of smart developers
Yep.
that know how to make currency work, which it's amazing how Bitcoin is almost ahead of its time because no one can duplicate that just yet to the value that Bitcoin is, but that will happen. That definitely will happen. So for what it's worth, man, we're going to close it out. This was a lot longer than I thought, man, but this is what happens when you vibe.
No
Uh,
doubt. No
and
doubt.
when one person's drinking wine and just about fucking drunk, and the other person's fucking having a vegan sandwich and drinking fucking alkaline water.
Yeah, man. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, so I'll close it out. So what we have established are private keys are a series of numbers or symbols that allow you to tap into a virtual vault to get your cryptocurrency. A crypto wallet is what holds your private keys. There are different crypto wallets that allow you to either use a dedicated PC, go mobile for the younger generation, which we definitely need to tap into, or just be, if anything, a cold wallet to where you have that USB somewhere in a safe somewhere. So we have established that there are great crypto wallets for everyone and anyone who decides to use one for how they're trading and receiving crypto, if you will. So we established a cold wallet. Ledger is what you use, something I'm going to be using. If you are doing mobile, you're going to be using Coinami. If you are having a dedicated PC, you are going to be using Exodus. So those are wallets out there. We have established that Bitcoin is rising. It is absolutely rising. And we're looking at still projections of Bitcoin being at $200,000 to $300,000 per Bitcoin by the end of this year, which is absolutely amazing.
Let's go.
So we do know that there are other potential coins to invest in. We do have Ethereum, which is kind of bounced back. That's a little over 2,000 American. We do see Cardano. Cardano's $1.20, right? But it has the same steam and movement, but better developers than Bitcoin, right? So if you talk about a cryptocurrency that is learning from the mistakes of other cryptocurrencies, it's Cardano, right? So the Cardano will not make the same mistakes as Bitcoin or as Bitcoin or in Ethereum. So this is a long-term investment. So what we like is Ethereum, Cardano, and Bitcoin. I will give you a shit coin because we do gamble here. We are gambling guys. If you want a shit coin, look at Dogecoin. It's got its white papers, and for whatever reason, it's been able to outperform Shiba, which Shiba coin was specifically designed to outperform Dogecoin. So look at Dogecoin. That's at 20 cents, which is amazing. That it's got it as high as 70 cents, but it has not fallen through the cracks. So Dogecoin, if you want something real cheap, get Dogecoin. And last but not least, only put into the crypto what you can afford to lose. Okay? Bottom line, if you got $20, $30 there, $40, put it into the crypto, but only put in what you can afford to lose. That's what I got to say about my closing statements. Mark, what are your crypto closing statements?
Yeah, like I said, I think I think it's something that's here to stay. I don't think that's up for discussion anymore, personally. I think it's just a matter of finding what's right for an individual and sort of doing their due diligence and seeing what they want to do with it, right? Like I said, there's some that could be used for spending, Daryl. Some that could be used as a store of value, as sort of a hedge against the dollar when it continues to crash. So like I said, there's, as we alluded to, there's new people coming into the space in different factions of the space, right? So some are wallets, some are mining. So I think it's just like anything you want to invest in is do your due diligence, and figure out what works for you. And like I said, it's going to be the way of the future. I don't think, if you ask anybody under the age of like 25, would they ever have like, crypto or gold or Bitcoin or gold or anything? I mean, they're not saying gold, man. That's
hell nah.
Nah, man. Like my grandmother, and they kept gold and silver coins and stuff like that, right? So like I said, it's just the advancement of technology and new, man. It's just like I said, we went from mailing letters to email, Blockbuster to Netflix. It's just evolution, technology, and things like that. So I definitely heavily suggest invest, get involved, learn, right? That's the best investment, obviously, right? Learn as much as you can, educate yourself about it. And yeah, man, it's here to stay. And like, thanks for having me on again, Daryl. Hopefully we can continue to do this and just talk about it and educate each other and everybody, and just all learn together, man. So Mark, happy to do this, brother.
We are officially old men talking about crypto.
Oh, man,
hey, did you? So we got our own little space. I love my man Sosa. He was like, tap into the OGs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are officially old, bro.
Oh, man.
I love it, though.
Yeah, man.
I love it, man. I love it.
Shout out Sos, man. He's one of the only guys who legitimately makes me laugh on this app, Twitter,
bro.
Man. He's a funny cat, man.
Bro, I can't take that dude. I can't take that dude, man. Sos just on another level. But the funny thing I'll say about these young boys, man, and all of them, from even San Miguel, I won't give his government. San Miguel got it. If you don't know, he's got a show. I'm gonna put that in. It remind me, Mark, to put his YouTube channel in the link, because I want to give him love, because I know how it is to start a channel, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of work, bro. So remind me that.
Support that, yeah, man.
But just the movement and the steam that's happening with these young boys, man. Rex, man, Sos, like, I love these boys. Mo, I love these boys, man. Even my guy knows a guy. I don't really get in with him a lot, but these young boys is all right, man. I like the love. And so, to be honest with you, man, I don't mind being called OG. I've had several conversations with a lot of these guys, and just for them to tell me, hey, you've helped me, you've motivated me. It's good seeing you on the screen because it gives me motivation. Dog, that's all I've wanted from day one, Mark. You feel me?
No doubt.
Because these young boys are going to run circles around me. You feel me? But at the same token, I love that these young fellas, man, is just doing what they want to do. So you fuck with Mike. This man is doing good. I appreciate him. He talks baseball. Only black dude I know watches much. Hey, this motherfucker watch a lot of baseball, dog. Him and Sos watch a lot of baseball, and I be like, yo, y'all, hey, niggas do that? But hey, for what it's worth, man, I'm just vibing.
Yeah,
Let's get together next week. Let's see what this Bitcoin does over the weekend, right? And let's tap in next week, and let's go into detail on some of these shit coins. Let's do that. I think, Mark, what we need to start doing is exposing what we want to call these rug pulls in the industry right now, right? Because you got a lot of people who's advantageous.
Absolutely.
So on next week, you come vibe with us. It'll be me and Mark. Mark is too cool for Facebook. He keep a low profile. That's why I fuck with him. You bet not get a Facebook, dog.
Man.
But let's tap in, man, next week, and let's get in on some of these shit coins and these scams, right? We want to make money, but we don't want people to lose money. So with that said, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me also on Twitter at It's Duro. Mark is the only person who I know that uses Twitter and only Twitter. So you can find him at Pondemon Sparks. Dog, it was a pleasure. Even before the show, I said we'd go 15 minutes, and we went 50. So, dog, I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you for having me on, Daryl. You already know, man. So
man.
Let's continue to build and do it and learn together and just prepare ourselves for the future, So
yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Y'all be easy. Be cool. And as always,